Hey Gemini, Mariah here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into your reading. We are going to see what is the next fated event to happen in your life and when. So hopefully all you guys are doing well. Your weekend has been pretty good. So spirit guides, angels, ancestors for my Geminis. What is the next fated event to happen in their lives? Ooh, way too many. Just one card at a time. What is the next fated event to happen in Gemini's life? What is the next fated event to happen in Gemini's life? For my Geminis, we have surrender to the divine, full moon. Bottom of the deck, a time for healing, balsamic moon. Bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's go ahead and look into these energies and see when this is happening for you. 1 second, Gemini. All right. So sorry about that, Gemini. I wanted to look into this for you. So what this looks like as far as your timing, December 30th through January 17th, you will have a fated event that occurs for you, right? We're looking at the balsamic moon and the full moon. The next full moon is in Cancer, which starts on January 17th. So when the full moon energy comes, full moon energy can also last a few days after that full moon happens. So again, looking between the time frame of December 30th through January 17th, maybe a few days after, before, give or take. All of you will be on different timelines just because it's still a general reading. So if you want to know your personal fated event to happen next, click on the link in the description box below and I can look into that for you in a personal reading. So spirit guides, angels, ancestors for my Geminis, let's see. What is their next? Let's look at their next fated event to happen, right? So I will say this to you, Gemini, because we have surrender to the divine and a time for healing. This may be a little tough one. This may be a little tough one. This one may knock you back a little bit. All right. Commitment. A commitment is indicated around love or business. It will make you feel better. Yeah. Okay. I completely get it. And I'm just going to highlight what's underneath that is difficult times, right? So, Gemini, you may have had some difficulties in regards to a love relationship or your love life in general. If it's like dry as desert, dry as dirt, right? If your love life has been dry, if a connection has been going through difficulties, whether it's romantically or whether it's with a business partner or with work colleagues or coworkers. Not necessarily family or friends. I'm not really getting that energy, but if it does resonate for you, you take it as it fits. But this is more so romantic and also work for you. There's something fated that's going to happen. It doesn't have to be in both arenas. It's going to be in one or the other. For some of you, it may happen in both areas. So if there has been difficult times in a love situation where things have been not the best, or again, your love has been dry, there's a need, whether you are in this energy currently or you're going to have to transition into this energy, of just giving it up to the universe. Honestly, because you can't, as unfortunate as it may be, there's nothing, you can't really have, you can't really make somebody show up or be there for you or present in a connection way that you would like them to if they don't have that initiation or that want or desire themselves to do so. Or if your love life just has been dry, even if you've been trying to see what's out there, or even if not, you're just like, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we can't change or force the circumstances of life to bring us in our divine partner when we want them. But if your love life has been dry, if you haven't been dealing with anybody, it has allowed for a lot of healing to occur. It has allowed for a lot of thinking, a lot of mental processing to occur. And it feels like within this time frame and period that a commitment is going to be indicated, which means, doesn't mean you're going to go off and get married tomorrow here, Gemini. But it does mean if you are single, you may end up meeting somebody around this time frame that is commitment potential. You may end up meeting somebody who you may end up being in a commitment with. Even if it's just point of contact at this person, right? You meet that person, but say there's some form of circumstance or there's some form of blockage, right? Whether it's distance, whether there's a situation going on where they can't be with you or you can't be with them. This period between December 30th and I believe it was January 17th. Yes. Between December 30th and January 17th, you are going to make point of contact. If you are single as a Pringle, you're going to make point of contact with the person that will more than likely be a person you'll end up in a commitment with. Now, again, doesn't mean all of you will end up in a commitment on this time frame, but that's the point of that. It's like the vertex point, right? That is like the path of fate. Your fates finally have crossed. And at that point, if it is a situation where you two cannot be together in that present moment, it's surrendering it to the divine. But again, pay close attention to people that really get you on a soul level, or you feel like that instant attraction or unexplainable connection to somebody that you meet, you know, that intensity. Keep track of those kind of people you meet, because those are people of fate for you during this time frame. Again, you may not be able to be with them during this time period where you have to say, you know what, unfortunately, I'm in this state, you're in that state, or you're in this country, I'm in this country, or you know, you're going through a divorce process and I'm single, but I don't want to deal with somebody that's still technically married. You're going to have some form of blockage here. For a smaller portion, you won't have a blockage. You will be able to just be with that person and move slowly forward, but a lot of you will have a blockage. But you just met the person that's fated to be in your life. That's that point of contact that you're coming into. Now, for others of you who are in a commitment, what this is indicating is that if there has been hiccups or issues with the relationship, that this time period would be the best time for healing, because what it will do is allow the commitment to ascend. So if there's been issues in a relationship or difficult times, if the conflict management or conflict resolution skills between two of you can be honed and you can really resolve issues at hand, that you two can really ascend the connection to a higher level, whether that is getting engaged or getting married. For others of you, and this is going to be a small portion, some of you may be coming out of a relationship, or you may be going through a divorce proceeding. And around this time frame, you still may have this love, or still may have this underlying commitment to this person. Not saying you want to be with them, but because of the love you've had, because of the marriage you shared, there's always that sense of care for that person. But Spirit is telling you during this time frame to surrender it to the divine. It's out of your hands. This is your time for healing, and it's your time to focus on you. Others of you, if this is in regards to business, whether you own your own business or this is on the work front, things may have either not been going your way or maybe not progressing in the way that you want them to. And Spirit is saying, listen, there's nothing you can really do about this at this time, Gemini. Just surrender it to us. And we'll take care of it. And we'll make sure that if there's a contract that you're wanting to get, that we'll make sure we try to, you know, lock in the best contract for you. Or if you're wanting that raise, we'll try to make sure we get you that raise. Or if you're wanting that promotion, we'll try to get you that promotion. The universe is working on your side. The universe is working with you. The universe is on Team Gemini. So don't try to control things that are out of your control. That's the biggest energy here during this fated point. So let's look further into this. So for my Gemini, Spirit, tell me about their next fated event. Financial constraints. Okay. So for some of you guys on the work front, if you have been dealing with financial setbacks or just not having your finances where you would like for them to be, maybe you got some debts that you're dealing with that you're attached to, or, you know, maybe, you know, your job isn't paying enough, or the holiday season, right? You didn't kind of spend a little extra on the Thanksgiving and the, you know, holiday times, and now you're kind of dealing with the after effect, or will be dealing with the after effect. Spirit is saying, do what you can with what you have and the resources that you've been given. You will not be here for long and in that space for long. And the thing that's fated about this is because what comes in is a new level of commitment. Whether this is, you may have to leave one job to go to another one that pays better. And that job is meant for you. You finally get into a position that makes you feel better, that feels lighter, that you're now able to pay off your debts and your commitments. to creditors or etc., or if you've been financially deprived or lacking, you know, you may have that new opportunity that comes up on the work front that you may have not thought of or known of, or that wasn't available before, now becomes available. And you're able to grab at that chance to now change your financial situation through that new raise or that new salary increase or through that new promotion. And it's like it comes at a keen time. That's why it's fated. Because there's something going on with your finances here. And because this opportunity comes at a keen time, it's like, oh my God, this is the saving grace that I've been looking for. Others of you, if it is a relationship that has been going through difficult times, right? Whether the connection has been going through difficult times, or if you're married, you're dealing with some financial issues, or if you're single and you just feel kind of left out of your own love life, that will be changing for you. Relationships will ascend to a higher level of commitment if you both can persevere through the difficult times. If you're single, your singlehood will no longer be there. You will be getting a new commitment in love that is transformative, not only on the soul level, but on a life level. Again, and the thing about it is, if it is one of those situations where you two meet that point of fate within those time frames, again, December 30th through January 17th, you meet at that point of fate, but you can't be together, you are going to feel a sense of misfortune. I won't deny that, not with this financial constraints here. You will feel a sense of misfortune, but it's understanding that it's for its highest purpose, its highest good, and that it's meant to happen in that way. All right? So let's keep going. Tell me more, Spirit. Next fated event for my Geminis. Next fated event for my Geminis. Next fated event for my Gemini Spirit. Oh, okay, thank you. Intuition and downloads and inner child healing. Oh my goodness, and we have a time for healing. Some of you as well, if you have a child that has been estranged from you, that you haven't spoken to in a while, or you and your children aren't on the best, maybe one child or all of them, you guys don't have the best relationship, this is going to be a keen time. Something's going to happen. Some event is going to occur during this time period that allows you and your child or children to heal the relationship, that allows a new pathway or a new trajectory for the course of you and your children to have a better relationship. Others of you, something will trigger an emotional effect within you. Whether this is meeting that person of fate, but you can't be together because of some blockage here. And what it does is trigger your inner child wounds of maybe abandonment, or maybe inner child wounds of, not receiving, the love that you want, right? And always in some way, shape, or form, there's always some misfortune around love, or some feeling of feeling unlucky in love. And it's triggering those inner child wounds. You are going to experience that. But intuition and downloads being here, I love this, because don't allow your mind or your trauma or your wounds or, conflicts that you may have with, whether it's your children or maybe a relationship partner, to allow you not to listen to your intuition. Things are happening for a reason. Again, it's point of fate. Fate doesn't always turn out the way we want it to, but fate actually turns out in the way that's going to change our life, right? Whether good, bad, or indifferent, that's fate. Fate isn't always good. Fate isn't always bad. Fate is just what's destined to happen to you. And the thing about this is, if you can listen to your intuition through these time periods, if you can listen to the signs and synchronicities that Spirit is giving you on how to flow through this energy, you can produce the best outcomes with handling this. All right? So let's keep going here. For my Geminis, what fated event is next for them? What's Gemini's next fated event, Spirit? Gemini's next fated event. Gemini's next fated event. Woo-hoo. Okay. I love it. So we have nugget, small increase, valuable info, honest assessment, fresh start, steady work, career building. Okay. So again, Gemini on the money front, financial front. Some of you, I am going to say, I don't know if you know about NFTs, if you are an investor. I've told a couple of signs about this, but I don't know if you're an investor. NFTs, just getting that highlighted for you specifically. And for you specifically, be careful if you invest in real estate. Just be very careful. Just got to let you know, FYI. If you already are investing in real estate or if you are looking to put money into the real estate market, be very careful. Others of you, though, looking at this energy, again, financial constraints, if you've been dealing with financial issues or a lack or just wanting your finances to be better, even if your finances are stable but it's not where you want them to be, you are going to get a new fresh start in your finances, but it seems like it may have been taking a while. It seems like it's been kind of a burden, or like even if, again, your finances are okay, but you just want them to be better and things just haven't been progressing, you are getting this fresh start. There's something that is happening on the work front, again, whether it's a raise, a salary increase, a promotion, or a new business opportunity to increase your finances. It is going to provide a small increase in your finances. It is going to provide that extra cushion for you that you want, or that some of you actually need at this time. It gives you that extra sense of leverage, and that will help you so drastically. Even though it's just a small increase, that small increase makes a big difference. It makes a big impact. So let's keep going here. Next fated event for my Geminis. Also, too, for my Geminis who are unemployed and you've been trying to get hired and nothing has came about, with that surrender to the divine being there, unfortunately, you can only control what you can control, right? But I will tell you, the right career or the right position will come in for you, and you will have steady work that will allow you to have stability. And I know it may seem unbelievable, especially if you've been unemployed for a while, but I will promise you this, Gemini, last year when I moved to Texas, I was unemployed for about 3 months, literally about to get evicted, and I had no money, and I applied to almost 270 jobs and didn't get hired at one. And right when I was on the brink of my eviction, I got the perfect job in the blink of an eye. If it would have been a week and a half or some more later, it would have been a wrap for me. It would have been a wrap. Because the last pennies I could scrape, I wouldn't have been able to cover the following month. So it's kind of like that energy for my ones who are really financially struggling or maybe unemployed. It feels like you may have been trying to get hired or get a job and nothing's working, but I'll tell you this. It's going to come when it's going to come for you, Gemini. All right, let's get another card for my Geminis. Next fated event. And that job that you will land or that you will get will change your life for the better. And that new job or position may be the catalyst to at least get your foot in the door, gain stability, to then take you elsewhere where you're supposed to go. But without that fated event, you wouldn't be able to get to the next level. So that's what I mean by that. Now we have taking risk, if you can see. So there's a risk that you are going to have to take, whether it is in regards to this love connection, right? If there's a blockage here when you meet somebody new, whether it's they're still married or going through a divorce process, or they're at a distance, or there's something here that's in the way where you guys can't instantly be together, there's a sense of needing to take a risk. Is it worth the risk versus the reward ratio of still pursuing to get to know this person despite whatever that blockage is? If you are in a connection, is it worth continuing to push past these difficult times to maintain this connection? You are going to have to make that risk, because some of you may be on the brink or undecided or not knowing or unsure. And because you are going to have to take that risk, whatever risk that you do take will be the risk that changes your life. All right? So let's get one last card here and we'll wrap this up for you. So for my Geminis. For my Geminis. Thank you. We have 10 of Wands. Whew. All right. Ask your angels for helpful people. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours trying to work hard to please others. And on the bottom of the deck is the 10 of Swords. The situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. Whatever this financial constraint is for you, whatever this healing that you need to do, whatever difficult times you're going through, it's still felt. But because you're moving into a very keen moment in your life here, Gemini, that will change the course of your life, a fated moment, you have to decide what's worth taking a risk towards and what's not. What's worth pursuing and what's not. What's worth keeping and what's not. And that's the balance between the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. What's worth taking that risk for, despite what it looks like right now, the 10 of Wands, the stress, the pressures, the blockages, versus what's worth cutting off, 10 of Swords. And that's up for you to make that decision, but you're going to have to make that decision. And in the meantime, anything you cannot change or control or course correct, you have to give it to the divine. Don't try to force it. All you're going to do is disrupt the energy and prolong. All right? So Gemini, I love you. Hopefully this has been insightful. And I thank you so much. Bye.